Plus, the Wednesday night farmers market on the 100 block of West Washington Street is back from 5 to 8. For more information, visit mqtfarmersmarket.com. The Farmers Market is presented by the Marquette TDA and sponsored by Flagstar Bank and WZMQ 19. The Upper Peninsula's new CBS station, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we're talking with Northern Michigan University students to get their thoughts on the election. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent is live on campus to tell us what he's hearing. Plus, a former Delta County commissioner will remain on November's ballot despite suspending his campaign in August. We'll have the details. And we head to Delta County to see how local clerks are working to prevent election fraud this coming November. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Things will be transitioning tonight, the nice weather day, and we're going to have some much cooler air along with some showers developing for tonight, particularly near midnight, and a pretty good wind that'll shift to the northwest, and you can see the temperatures plummet into the lower 40s by daybreak, and that's where they will stay here. May take a little longer in the eastern parts of the Upper Peninsula for those temperatures to fall, but they will be going down. Let you know how long that cool air will last later in the show. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. In a huge collaboration between law enforcement, 5 people have been arrested for trying to meet up with a minor in Marquette County. A sting house in Ishpeming was set up with permission from the owner. Hundreds of people from the UP and surrounding states responded to law enforcement's advertisement, with the vast majority of them choosing not to meet with the undercover officer. The age from the 5 arrested ranged from 20 to 44 years old, 2 from Marquette County, 1 from Iron Mountain, 1 from Kalamazoo, and 1 from Wausau, Wisconsin. They are Adam Duhlman, Christopher Eck, Jeremy Kohler, Joseph Ross, and Robert Wheeler. All 5 face charges of child sexually abusive activity, child accosting for immoral purposes, and using a computer to commit a crime. Eck from Wausau faces an additional charge of being in possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
For the people that are out there looking to have sex with kids, we're going to keep doing this, and we will get you eventually, because it is wrong, and we are, as I said, we're being proactive.
Law enforcement is considering the operation to be a massive success. The Marquette County Sheriff's Department is also reporting an arrest made earlier today for breaking and entering on Goodman Road in Sands Township. They say deputies were called there and arrested an unnamed 52-year-old Wisconsin man on multiple felony charges. He was lodged in the Marquette County Jail. Younger voters in this year's election are going to play a critical role in determining the next president of the United States. The youth vote is a key demographic both for Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, who are fighting to win them over. WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon spent the day chatting with some younger voters on the campus of Northern Michigan University. And Brendan, what did you find out?
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening. Well, over 7,000 graduate and undergraduate students make up campus here at UNM. I had a chance to catch up with many of them who each carry their own diverse backgrounds, their own set of beliefs, and their own issues that they're considering heading into this November 5th general election.
Women's rights, reproductive rights, democracy, and I think that the way things are going, that we have to safeguard our democracy.
Alec LaPlante is the president of NMU College Democrats. He and other Democrats on campus are energized by their candidate, Vice President Kamala Harris.
She's a phenomenal candidate. She kind of encompasses everybody, really connects with the students and the young people. I truly believe that.
I am not happy about how the current administration has been handling the situation in Palestine.
For other students like Jacob Chrisman, neither major party candidate checks the box.
And I don't see either side really helping that situation.
I think finding middle ground to just better help everybody is what's mostly important.
Henry Moore is a libertarian. He shares equal frustration with both major parties.
I think that a lot of people don't understand is how much they contradict themselves. as far as political parties go.
On the issues, Moore says the economy is high on his list.
Because for me, like, having money is important, and I think that's important for everybody.
And I'm just not liking the way things are going.
Republican voters on campus have concerns and believe the U.S. is on the wrong track.
A potential world war and the economy.
First-time presidential election voter Nolan Thurston plans to cast his vote for former President Donald Trump.
Better foreign policy. I think that he could communicate better with other leaders.
Political views certainly vary on this campus, but students here agree it's critically important to make your voice heard.
Just vote for who you want to vote for, and we'll see what happens.
I think that everybody has an opinion, and they want to express it, so we want to do it in the right way, voting.
And Kevin, these younger voters at NMU and the issues impacting them are really similar to a lot of the issues we've been hearing across the country, especially in swing states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. It's almost like kind of a microcosm here on campus of the entire country looking at this year's election. So we're going to have a lot more coverage throughout the week, talking with more voters up here in the UP, a lot more to come. But for now, reporting live from Northern Michigan University for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much. Former President Barack Obama is rallying for the Harris campaign in Michigan today. Early voting kicks off in the state this weekend, and the former president is encouraging people to participate. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy is in Detroit at that rally tonight with more as speakers get ready to take the stage.
I'm at the Huntington Center in Detroit tonight, where people have been lined up outside since 11 o'clock this morning to get in. Former President Obama is set to take the podium later tonight, but for now, people are still filing in. Lines have been around the block all day. I had the chance to talk with men and women of all ages, many who say they've already taken advantage of the early voting options to cast their ballots. The rally goers say that while they're ready for the election to be over, they feel like there's too much at stake to slow down now. I talked with one woman who said every single person here has to show up to vote if Democrats want to secure this election.
Because I see the lines, I'd rather see the voters. I want to know you voting. I know you. I don't want you to just come to the rally and don't vote. I want you to vote.
Obama is set to take the podium closer to 7:45 tonight to talk about early voting. I'll be back later tonight with a full recap of that. In Detroit, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
In Delta County, the race is still on for the District 4 Board of Commissioners seat, despite one candidate saying he suspended his campaign. David Moyle served several terms as District 4 Commissioner before losing his seat to Kelly Vangenhoven in May's recall election. The two were set to face off again in the general election, but Moyle announced his campaign suspension in August. However, the county clerk says the deadline to withdraw from a race was in April, so Moyle is still in the running.
By the time he withdrew, the ballots were already in the process of being printed, so there's no way to get his name off the ballot at this point. So you will still see two names on the ballot.
A representative for Moyle told WZMQ 19 that while he has not been campaigning for the seat, the county GOP has been campaigning on his behalf. And Moyle says if he is elected, he will serve.
The reason why I suspended my campaign is I got sick and tired of my family being threatened. My family's not public figures. I was a public figure, and it was more of a protest move than anything. If the voters put me in, I will be honest. I've always been honest. If the voters say no, that's okay. I will respectfully bow out.
Moyle's spokesperson says he will not participate in the League of Women Voters Candidate Forum, which takes place at Escanaba City Hall tomorrow at 6:30. Delta County clerks say voter concerns about election security are still on the rise. They say the most common fears surround absentee voting. Clerks' offices like Ford River Township have drop boxes which are monitored by security cameras 24/7. The county clerk says poll workers also verify signatures, and a system warns them if a person trying to vote at the polls has already received an absentee ballot. She says the tabulators are also thoroughly tested before and after the election.
We'll be doing at least 3 audits to make sure all of the rules were followed, and then we do a hand count of the ballots to compare that to the tabulation to make sure that everything matches exactly.
Our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons will have more on what clerks say about how they're keeping ballots secure at 11:10 Central tonight. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, later in sports, Mike Ludlam breaks down what went wrong for NMU football's most recent loss over the weekend. We'll be right back.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
We can stop this together.
My team is on their way. Let's get to work.
The assassins are inbound.
He has a knack for finding the suspect.
I'm too old for this crap.
This will be dangerous.
Must be Tuesday. Trust me.
I trust you.
The FBI's are all new. CBS tonight at 8/7 Central and streaming on Paramount Plus.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
The Shunk's factory authorized custom order sale. With delivery times getting back to normal, it's a great time to have it your way, get a sale price, and get 12 months to pay. Choose from hundreds of sofas, love seats, chairs, and sectionals. All the latest styles are here. Over 3,000 fabrics and leathers to pick from. Sectionals, 50 different styles to choose from, and hundreds of configurations to fit your room. It's Shunk's factory authorized custom order sale. Shop Shunk Furniture at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Checking out our headlines, big changes in store weather-wise here, at least in the temperature department. It will be turning colder as a frontal system will bring in some rain showers at times and a cold northwesterly wind that will occasionally set off some instability and a little bit of lake effect shower activity as we head on toward Wednesday. A little bit of a rebound, those temperatures at least back up into the 50s as we head toward Thursday and into the day on Friday. So hopefully you enjoyed today, the last of the real nice ones here. There's that front that goes by, and by close to daybreak, it'll be east of Sault Ste. Marie, so everyone will be in that chillier northwesterly flow by Wednesday morning, and we get the usual. You know, when the post fronts come in at this time of year, we almost always get some kind of lake effect bands here, particularly from Marquette, Iron Mountain eastward, the better chance there. But you can see by late in the day, maybe we'll start to see some stabilization of the air, and that means we'll probably get a little more sunshine, particularly as you head toward the western parts of the Upper Peninsula. Things get a little better for Thursday, get a bit of a return flow. We'll cut off the lake effect, but there's a good chance we'll see at least some cloudiness perhaps for Thursday, but also some better chances of some milder temperatures. As for rainfall through the day on Wednesday, you can see light amounts here. Some spots, so Houghton may get close to a ½ inch. We'll see about that. But most of you will get probably a ¼ inch or less of rain for the night and into the day on Wednesday. So again, not much in the rain department. In the meantime, here's a southerly wind, and then after midnight, wind shift to the northwest. You can see some very gusty winds coming off of Lake Superior there. We're gust over 30 miles an hour, and on land, we can see wind gusts up into that 25 to 30 mile an hour range through Wednesday. So to add to the chilly air, we have some gusty winds, so bundle up. You're heading outside for tomorrow. Make sure the kids are dressed warmly when they head on to school. So for tonight, temperatures will be dropping into the 40s by daybreak here. May hold in the 50s by daybreak for those of you farther toward the east. Good chance we'll see some rain showers. And they're not going to change much, as you can see, for the Upper Peninsula tomorrow. Holding in the 40s, perhaps near 50 toward Newberry and into Sault Ste. Marie. For Marquette, again, looking at a good chance of rainfall for this evening and the rest of tonight. And after that chilly hit for Wednesday, we're back to partly cloudy skies. Going to go optimistic and say near 60 on Thursday, but pretty much in the 50s for Friday into the upcoming weekend. Windy, but getting a little milder, as you can see, by the beginning of next week.
Thanks, Tom. And coming up next, our other Washington, D.C. correspondent, Rachel Knapp, joins us in the studio. Today, she spoke with a priest about how people can take a calmer approach when discussing intense issues like politics. We're back in 2 minutes.
When I was 5, I began getting sexually abused by my stepfather, and he got me pregnant when I was 12. "64,000 pregnancies from rape have occurred in states with total abortion bans. And Trump did this. Women and girls need to have choices. With Kamala Harris, we do."
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Get connected to your community and your world. Scan this right now for weather, news, video, community events, instantly at your fingertips. The app from 19 News.
Congresswoman Slatkin keeps voting for Biden's EV mandates, killing Michigan jobs. Slatkin signed a secret deal that helped a Chinese EV company, then voted to use your tax dollars to buy Chinese EV chargers. Slatkin's China deal paid off for her. That same anti-union Chinese EV company funneled campaign cash to Slatkin.
I'm Mike Rogers. I approve this message. I've always stood up to China, and I'll stop Slatkin's China deal.
Join Mike's team. Give today.
Why do I care about papers so much? Because my life and career were built on them. Auditions, headshots, box line. I mean, the least I can do is keep it around. See? She gets it. Ethan, empty, flatten, then recycle. I'm a papertarian. Sue me. And you can recycle those papers too. Let's go, Gary. Okay. What? You don't get fan mail?
She's inquisitive.
What led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Recent surveys show many Americans believe we are more divided than united. A lot of this stems from disagreements over politics. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us live in WZMQ studio. She's spending the week speaking with voters and leaders ahead of the election. And Rachel, what have you been hearing about politics colliding with friendly relationships in society?
Oh, good evening, Kevin. So immigration, crime, reproductive rights, all of these are some really tough topics to discuss with one another, with many different viewpoints. And sometimes these topics can get pretty heated, and it brings a lot of stress for people to openly talk about these things in a very civil and respectful manner. So I spoke with a Catholic priest from the Diocese of Marquette about this and what we should do as a nation to heal.
It's definitely on people's minds, you know, the divisions in politics, and especially amongst their family and friends, and how to continue to be civil and friends in the midst of divisions or disagreements.
Father Ryan Ford with the Diocese of Marquette has been an ordained priest since 2011. He sat down with us about the growing political divisions in our country.
A lot of the times what happens though is it turns to just more personal attacks, and we see other people as our enemies, and it's all about having power over our enemies and who's up and who's down. Rather than about commonly coming together to dialogue about how we can implement good things in our community.
According to an Ipsos survey, 81% of Americans say America is more divided than united. But in that same survey, many believe we have much more in common with one another. We asked Father Ford how we can approach some tough conversations and hot-button issues with one another.
A lot of the times I counsel them to ask questions like, well, why do you believe that? Like, help me understand your viewpoint. Help me understand why you think that. And hopefully that kind of vulnerability will open people to some dialogue. And then you'll have an opportunity to share why you believe what you believe, and why where there's that common ground where we can work together.
And how we can move forward and more united.
Persons are prior to government, so looking around you in your own neighborhood, your own community, seeing what you can do as an individual, in association with other people, getting involved in community organizations, service organizations, parishes, churches, seeing needs of individuals and figuring out what we can do to love people and meet their needs.
Now, according to that same survey, most people believe members of Congress and pundits and TV news personalities' words and actions increase the division. Now, Father Ford tells me a good place to start in this healing process is simply just believing that we can heal from these divisions.
For sure, Rachel, and obviously very divisive times going on right now. And I'm sure it's a lot different for you. First of all, welcome to the UP.
Thank
Should have said that first of all. But tell us, you're usually in Washington, D.C. What have you noticed during your visit so far with UP voters?
Yeah, so Kevin, I'm so glad to be here. We are so glad to be here in the Upper Peninsula. First of all, everyone has been so kind and so welcoming. So it has made our job here very easy because, of course, we're here to talk to voters about their thoughts and feelings leading up to November 5th. You know, just the other day, I was in Delta County. I was in Escanaba driving around. Great place, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful waterfront scene over there. But with voters I was speaking to, they had a couple of concerns leading into November. They are worried about our nation's economy, but that is something, Kevin, that is always the top issue among voters everywhere. And then, of course, you know, they're sharing with me who they're going to be voting for. Former President Donald Trump, which, of course, strong Republican county down in Delta County, they voted for him. About 2/3 of them voted for the former president in last election, and really just we're talking a lot about unity going forward.
All right, Rachel, and we are looking forward to continuing coverage. Very happy to have you here in the UP this week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Mike Ludlum has your sports when we come back. He has the highlights of cross-country meet this past Saturday. We'll be right back.
Hey there! CBS Thursdays are my favorite. Unexpected, exciting, and with 4 must-watch shows. First up, it's Georgie and Mandy's first marriage.
Welcome to the Cooper residence.
Then there's Ghosts, a house full of spirits. Sounds scary, but they make it look fun. Boom! Ooh, and Matlock. She's the kind of lawyer I'd want. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then there's Elsbeth. That's me. This is so exciting. CBS Thursdays. Gosh, that's good TV. It all starts Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Kamala Harris supports EV mandates, killing Michigan jobs. She wants to end all gas-powered cars. Crazy but true. Harris's push requiring electric only is failing big, and Michigan auto workers are paying the price. Massive layoffs already started. She could tank Michigan's whole economy. President Trump will kill the Biden-Harris EV mandates, save Michigan jobs, and cut middle-class taxes.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Looking for your next level in real estate? Look no further than Next Home Superior Living. Stephanie's not just any realtor. She's energetic, talented, equipped with the latest technology and decades of experience to serve you better. At Next Home Superior Living, we're not just selling homes. We're guiding clients and customers throughout the entire transaction. That's Stephanie Jones of Next Home. Visit stephaniesells.com and let her work with you for your next home. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Next Home Superior Living for your extraordinary real estate journey.
Good evening, everyone. Records, repeats, or first-time champions were the themes of this year's Upper Peninsula cross-country finals in Munising. We'll start in Division I boys, where records and repeats were the big topics. To the picture clock golf course we go, and I quickly learned that the boys were not limited to running just on the fairway on the opening stretch. I guess Sault Ste. Marie was allowed a little more room to my left than I thought. No damage done. Sault Ste. Marie's Gabe Litzner and Marquette Seppi Camille duel for the early advantage. They were followed by the rest of the Sentinels team, pretty much literally. Litzner set an all-time UP record, winning 15 minutes, 14.4 seconds. In fact, both Camille and James Barch of Marquette broke the previous record. The top 9 runners were under 16 and a half minutes, and Marquette won the team title for the 6th straight year. On the board, not a perfect score, but Marquette had 20. The Sioux was second, followed by Houghton, Gladstone, and Westwood. Individually, Litzner, Camille, and Barch at 15:57.8, Lucas Ballard of Marquette, and Rorick Holmquist of the Sentinels 4th and 5th. The Division II boys race looked to be a battle between Jeffers in the green and Rudyard in the orange just to their right, and that you'll see a flash in black coming by. That would be Munising's Dan Goss. Running on your home course does have its benefits, and Goss was out to prove that. Jeffers Cameron Anderson and Rudyard Stephen Kirchner led the rest of the pack, and 5 Jeffers runners can be seen in this picture if you count really quickly. Goss is a senior, and he did not let up, winning in a time of 16 minutes, 43 seconds. Anderson was the runner-up, followed by Kirchner. The Jeffers Jets won their 4th title in a row, and all 7 runners are underclassmen. The numbers here, Jeffers easily with 33, Rudyard with 81, Ironwood a close third, then it was Munising and Manistee. Individually, Goss, Cameron Anderson of Jeffers, the runner-up, with Kirchner third. Zach Smith of Ironwood and Landon Larson of Jeffers rounded out the top 5. In Division III boys, one could guess that Calvin Kidda of Chassell would do very well. I don't think he had lost to a Division III runner all year, and that would pretty much be the case Saturday. Cedarville Detour's Ethan Snyder kept up the pace toward the 1-mile mark, but Kidda pulled away from him and pretty much everyone else after that. Kidda is a senior, and he was looking to run faster than he did at last year's event, and let's see what kind of encouragement he would get right about now.
Good job, Calvin. One more minute of work out of you, Calvin. Here we go. Come on, Calvin, let's go.
Kidda crossed the line in 16 minutes, 10.2 seconds, about 40 seconds faster than his effort last year, and more than a minute ahead of the next competitor, and that would be Dakota Taylor of Engadine. And Engadine falls into the category of first-time Upper Peninsula champion. To the board, the Eagles had 62, the Eagles of Stevenson had 82, then it was Dollar Bay, Forest Park, and Mid-Peninsula. Kidda, your winner by about 72 seconds. Brody Majorin of ETC was next, then it was Snyder and Nate Steelstra of Engadine. Cut to the chase. Tied at 10, 1 minute remaining Saturday between Roosevelt and NMU football. Mauricio Escudero's chance for a 48-yard field goal fades off to his left. We go to overtime. Roosevelt won the toss, chose to play defense first. Wildcats tried to run option on 3rd and 1, but Aiden Horde fumbles the football. The Lakers' Jalen Olukun recovers to end the NMU drive. Roosevelt's turn, 3rd play. It was 1st and 10 for the Wildcats' 11. Straight handoff to Cyrus Zool. He broke one tackle and jogged into the end zone for the win. Roosevelt earned its first victory of the season with a 16-10 overtime decision over the Wildcats. NMU's losing streak has reached 18 games. The Wildcats visit Michigan Tech this Saturday with the Miners' Cup on the line. And we'll go over the UP football polls and an honor for the Iron Mountain coach coming up at 11. We'll be right back.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
The Jennifer Hudson Show. Our first guest is a legend. It's the one and only Morgan Freeman. Look at all of this for you. Plus the lovely Golden Bachelorette, Joan Bezos. Isn't she fabulous? Then this kid loves when it's lights out.
Let's watch the lights turn off.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
We are here, around the clock, in all weather. This isn't a job, it's a symphony. Mending hope, stocking the shelf, and being distant when we need to be. Understanding feelings. We don't have all the answers, but we're always present. your home away from home in medical crisis. And your support brings warmth and comfort to families in need. Please donate today and help us make it home.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
For Marquette tonight, definitely getting chillier here. A good chance to see some showers. At times, winds will be pretty brisk, shifting to the northwest after midnight, and lows will be dropping into the lower to mid-40s by daybreak, again with that pretty good breeze. And we will stay chilly through Wednesday, probably knocking out of the 40s, some lake effect rain showers. Then we do rebound a little bit and get a little drier, a little more sunshine for Thursday into the upcoming weekend. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom, and that's all we have for you for right now, but we'll see you later tonight.